Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Adventures. Last time we completed Case 2 and found out it was, of course, Miss Pavlova who accidentally killed Kazuma. Quite unfortunate. It was a really sad case, and honestly, I'm not too happy about it. I mean, Kazuma was super awesome, you know? But, I mean, it was still a really good case overall. It was kind of interesting not seeing any, trials in it. That was definitely strange. But yeah, anyway, this time I think we're going to be continuing our little adventure here. Let's see where we go from here. Because yeah, at the very end, Ryunosuke took on the mantle of lawyer with Susato as the judicial assistant for him. And we're going to be in Great Britain. We're going to see how that works out. We'll, of course, start playing from here. Case 3, let's go. Episode 3. The Adventure of the Runaway Room.
Glancing over my records of the late last century, I am faced by the events of a certain bitter winter. A murder in a carriage as it sped through dense London fog in the dead of night.
Interesting,
Though the
interesting.
victim and the perpetrator were the only ones inside, there were multiple witnesses to the crime itself. However, none could have imagined at the time that such a seemingly obvious case as this would end in such a horrendous manner. My friend, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, once said of the incident, "I believe that perhaps that case was indeed the prelude. The beginning of a long concerto that impressive Japanese student and I were to play together."
Platform number 7. So this is Britain now. That's Susato.
Amazing. Is this really just a railway station?
Railway station or not?
Oh, that's
I've never
Ryunosuke.
seen such an enormous building before.
I didn't recognize him with
Look at all
the dandy hat he's got there.
This country is incredible.
Wow.
I feel like I'm dreaming.
So this is the capital of Great Britain.
So, where to?
Oh, hello.
Climb aboard. I'll take you wherever you want to go.
What language are we speaking?
In that case, the Supreme Court in Whitehall, if you wouldn't mind.
My pleasure. I suppose you're visiting students from abroad, eh?
Yes.
Thought so. Well then, I hope you enjoy your stay.
Oh, that's quite a small carriage. Interesting.
Welcome to the centre of the world. Great Britain's mighty capital, London.
The center of the world. Oh, that's quite the title. Ooh. "18th of February, 9:21 a.m. British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice's office." What an incredible place! This is really steampunkish, isn't it? It's so imposing. It's almost suffocating. This place is breathtaking. It looks like a fortress. There are some stone buildings like this in Japan now, of course, but they've only been built in the few short decades since we've opened our borders to the outside world. An authentic example like this has quite a different impact, wouldn't you agree? A far cry from the wood and paper most of our buildings are constructed from. It's certainly unfamiliar. But I think there's more to the differences than just construction materials. I mean, I'll say I don't even see that in modern times. What is this place again? This is the Lord Chief Justice's office, Naruhodo-san, and the Supreme Court of Great Britain. The Lord Chief Justice. I know, that's quite the title. We had instructions to report here at this time, if circumstances were different. We were supposed to let the Lord Chief Justice know that we had arrived from Japan. But Kazuma can't. No. So instead, we are here in a different capacity. As envoys, to report the news of Kazuma-sama's death. Yes. And having delivered his or her message, an envoy's duty is done. So, we'd have to return to Japan. If we want to remain here in Great Britain, I have to take Kazuma's place as the law student selected for the study tour. Yes, which means you need the prerequisite qualifications as a lawyer. Which is what I've been studying for. Oh yeah, you've had a couple months, haven't you? Here in Great Britain, it is the Lord Chief Justice who appoints lawyers. So that's the second reason why we're here, to have you officially recognized as a lawyer. It's the only way that we'll be able to remain here in London. I hope I'm up to scratch. Ah, good morning. Sorry for keeping you. I'm just assuming this is a man. It is, okay. Oh. I trust you aren't too exhausted after your long voyage from Japan. Oh, dude. Wow, you're certainly a sight. He's very stoic looking, isn't he? Humph. It seems I'm 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 47 seconds late. My apologies. An hour? Oh, no, don't mention it. We're never happier than when we're standing around with nothing much to do. How fortunate. So, introductions. I am Male Strongheart, Lord Chief Justice of the British Empire. Ugh, and I feel like a little mouse under an elephant's foot. Come on, Mr. Naruhodo, don't be a mouse. Oh, It's an honor to meet you, Lord Chief Justice Strongheart. I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo from the Empire of Japan. Well, Mr. Naruhodo. Welcome to London, the capital of our glorious British Empire. Yes, thank you. I like this guy. He's probably gonna be evil, though. He looks very evil-ish, you know. Do I want to talk to him first? Or do I want to examine? I want to examine first, I think. Let's examine the chair. This must be the Lord Chief Justice's desk. I believe it's made of marble. It looks more like an over-the-top tombstone that's toppled over to me. I think that's your fanciful imagination at work again, Mr. Naruhodo. It feels like everything that's normally made of wood and paper at home is made of bricks and stone here. I know. That's why this place feels so overbearing, I'm sure. I know, that's gotta be weird. Okay, so this is something here. Just look at all the naughty books packed together on these shelves. They go from floor to ceiling. Oh, that's what I'm looking at. I thought it was the little candelabra there. Is that what you call it? Or is that just a candlestick or whatever? And they're all books that you couldn't hope to come by in Japan. It's like a dream. Yes, a very bad dream. They're not all about British law either. There are books about the judicial systems of other Western nations. France, Germany, Spain, Holland? What about Russia? Why do you ask? I was wondering about asking the Lord Chief Justice how you say wardrobe in Russian. What do you think? I think perhaps it's a thought best abandoned. Huh, yeah, that seems a little odd, you know, considering what we've just gone through. Alright. Let's examine this whole scene up here. Is this some kind of clock? Are we in a clock tower right now? Is that why there's so many gears? Are we in Big Ben? Actually, I think we might be inside some sort of giant clock. But those gears are larger than anything you'd find on a steam locomotive, even. It's eerie. Do you think clocks are some sort of hobby of his? The Lord Chief Justice, I mean. Surely we're not in Big Ben. That was just... I didn't know what I was saying. Well, boys do enjoy fiddling around with machines, don't they? I'm not sure you could fiddle with cogs that size, and I'm certain you couldn't call him a boy. Still, it's amazing how little the cogs make considering how large they are. It's actually something quite soothing about their precise rhythm. Alright, the suits of armor here. Look at these menacing metal giants facing each other across the room. Are there people in there? Or are they just, suits of armor? I believe they're suits of armor. Oh, right. I thought maybe they were like the lion dogs we have in Japan guarding shrine gates. No, not at all. In fact, in Europe, suits of armor like these are always possessed by evil spirits, you know. I'm sorry, what? And they roam around in the middle of the night. Really? Is there nothing you don't know, Miss Susato? This book tells me everything I need to know about everything. If you're ever unsure, just ask. Where'd she get that incredible tome? She's got like she's carrying around a little encyclopedia. That's pretty much, has to be everything, right? Alright, let's get back to talking here. London! Oh, how's the weather? So what are your impressions of our capital so far? How do you like London? Oh, gosh. Help! I've been so nervous ever since I got here that I can't remember a single thing about the city. It's simply splendid, isn't it, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh? We had a wonderful view of some of London's streets from the carriage on the way here from the station. I'm noticing a lot that they're not, they've dropped a lot of the, like, the Japanese title. I don't know what they're called. Titles? The way you address people, you know. Like, they used to say San and Sama after someone's name. But now they're saying, like, Mr. and Miss. It's kind of odd. Are we speaking English right now instead of Japanese? That's what I'm wondering. Like, did we just learn English in that time? That'd be kind of cool. I mean, that explains how we just understood the carriage driver, you know, at least. But we had a wonderful view of some of London streets from the carriage on the way here from the station. Everything is so impressive and grand. I must say, I'm almost lost for words. I'm glad to hear you like it. The city boasts tramways, piped water, and gas. Even cables supplying electricity. Electricity? Oh, I guess, yeah, it'd be like we're like in the early 1900s, right? Late 1800s. That's where we are, right? I'm forgetting the time period. We spearhead every revolutionary new technology in the world. Every visitor to London is astounded. Oh, yes, astounded is the word. Thanks for saving me there, Susato. Oh, he just said it in his head, though. And everyone seems so jolly and full of vigor. Yes! There's much excitement about the upcoming great expedition we'll be hosting here in London. Great expedition? Cultural and technological achievements from around the globe are to be exhibited here in our great city. It will be the greatest spectacle of its kind in history, and will make Paris's World Fair look like a toy shop. I was just about to say, like, this sounds exactly like Paris's World Fair. Like, I don't know too much about it, but I know a lot of stuff was shown off. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, wasn't, like, the Eiffel Tower, like, an exhibit for this when it, like, first appeared or something like that? Could be wrong. Gosh, I can hardly imagine how magnificent it's going to be. Great Britain's capital city is nothing but magnificent. London is the center of the modern world. Maybe if you do say so yourself. The sun will never set on our great empire. Perhaps it is fate that in these progressive times, we welcome visitors from the land of the rising sun. Oh, I lost it. So yeah, about that whole thing, you're probably wondering where Cosmo is. Yeah, you see his unfortunate accident there. Ew. Lord Chief Justice, I think you were expecting a student of law for the study tour, weren't you? Absolutely. A Mr. Cosmo Asoji, if my memory serves. That's right. The British government has already been telegraphed a full report on the situation. I understand the young man lost his life aboard the steamship bound for a short... Okay. So we can save the explanation there. Okay. That's amazing. The news reached him before we even arrived. I thought, okay, before I read that, there was like a moment where I was like, I just read, that's amazing, like as if Ryunosuke was like happy that he was announcing that he was dead, you know. That's amazing, he's dead. But yeah, just for the briefest of moments, I thought that. My country naturally extends its deepest condolences to yours. Oh, thank you. And you honored this appointment specifically to inform me of the news? Yes. We are here in the capacity of envoys from Japan to report the sad news in person. They tell me you Japanese are people of protocol and courtesy, and I see that it's true. And it is with some regrets that I must inform you that the death of the young lawyer means the study tour arrangement will no longer proceed. If you would just hear us out, Lord Strongheart. What do you have to say, madame? It's about the study tour. Mr. Naruhodo here would like to make a proposal. Would he now? Well, Mr. Naruhodo. This is it then. The moment of truth. Continuing the study tour. The thing is, Lord Justice, Lord Strongheart, sir, E-C-I-C, gosh. I was wondering if perhaps you would consider allowing the study tour to go ahead? Don't misunderstand me. Britain would ideally like to see the tour go ahead. But without a lawyer from your country, there's nothing to be done. Well, in that case, what if there was someone else? Another lawyer from Japan, I mean. I don't know why you're wording it like this, Ryunosuke. I would have just said, I'm here to take up his place, but I don't know why you're beating around the bush here. Is there something I don't know? Only a single lawyer was invited to Great Britain from your country. And that was Mr. Asoji. At least, that's what I've been led to understand. Well, the thing is, this really isn't going well at all. I just can't seem to find the right words to say to this man. Yeah, bringing up that you're a stowaway probably doesn't sound great. Doesn't sound the best, you know. Mr. Naruhodo! I could ruin things here if I'm not careful. What am I gonna say? If there's someone else here from Japan who could be described as a lawyer, it's... What? Why are they... This is odd that they're giving me these options here. Okay, well, none of these options make sense, except for the bottom one, obviously. If you say, actually, there's no one, he's like, well, why did you say all that? If you say Miss Susato, he's gonna be like, oh, well, we still need the judicial assistant. But just get right to the point. It's me! I can do it! Is that so? I mean, I don't actually have any qualifications as such, but, you know, those things aren't really important, right? Like, you don't need qualifications, you don't need work experience, you know, you don't need education, all that stuff's, you know, it doesn't matter, right? Yeah, we can just skip all that. Right? No qualifications, you say, and yet you still claim to be a lawyer. I have acted as a lawyer in court before. Only once, as it happens. And I had Kazuma to help me, and I was the accused. But glossing over the details, yeah, you probably don't need to mention that. I've been spending every spare moment on the journey here to Great Britain studying. I've learned all about British law and court proceedings while I was on board the SS Bura. The voyage from Japan is some 50 days, I believe. Not what you might call a full education. To become a qualified lawyer here in Britain, not only do you need a university degree in law, you must also complete several years of training. I realize it's far too short a period of time, but I can't just go back to Japan. After I don't have a ticket back, you see, I'm kind of stuck here. Yeah, you see, that's kind of a bit of an awkward situation. Kazuma, Mr. Asoji's journey had only just begun. Coming here on the study tour was all he thought about. I have to carry on and do everything he planned to do. I know I must sound like I have an overly inflated opinion of myself, but I would do anything to prove I have what it takes. Any test you care to set me. Just one chance, that's all I'm asking. Please! Please, sir! Give me a test! 31 seconds. Sorry? Your opening statement there, Mr. Naruhodo. It was 31 seconds long. Not too brief, not too protracted. A perfectly judged appeal, I would say. Which is a skill that would stand you in good stead as a lawyer. Oh, thanks. So, you're willing to put those words to trial, are you? Well, I'm all for entertainment. Huh? But let me ask you one thing first, sir. Yes? You say you intend to do everything Mr. Osuji planned to do. Are you firmly set on that path? Well, yes, that's my intention. I see. Am I imagining things? Or did his expression just alter a fraction there all of a sudden? Very well. You have your wish. I'll give you a chance. A test to become a specially certified lawyer. Whether you pass or fail is entirely down to you. Really? Alright, let's hear about this test. So, what form will the test take exactly? Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo, what do you consider the role of a lawyer to be? Well, defending people, of course. Well said. So, let's have you defend someone. Huh? Oh, this is kind of suspicious, isn't it? Your timing is perfect. In fact, there's an apt trial about to begin later today. You see, part of me thinks that, like, he's setting me up so, like, he can, like, put me as a lawyer for someone he wants to see judged guilty. I mean, that's my first... Like, there's no way this guy's not evil. Just look at this guy. Right? Yeah. He's evil. No advocate has been appointed for the defense as yet, so this will be welcome news. Today... Straight away. Or maybe it's just that, like, this trial is so, like, hopelessly lost that no one is taking this case up. Right? And that's why he needs a lawyer. He's just kind of like, you know, something like that. He just wants to dump this case on me. If you manage to secure a verdict of not guilty, you'll have passed my test. What could be simpler? How do I get myself into these situations? Well, could I ask, what sort of trial is it, Lord Strongheart? Yes, good question. I remember. Acting like you just forgot until just this moment. It's a murder trial. A murder? An extremely simple case, I understand. You really can't lose. I mean, judging from the intro, it really sounds like I can't win. It seems like another locked room mystery. That's easy to say. But I should mention, just in case, if the defendant is found guilty, he will of course be sentenced to capital punishment. Capital punishment? He'll be put to death? Wow, it must suck to be that guy then, having someone who's not even a lawyer defend you. Here in Great Britain, murderers are sent to the gallows without exception. Presumably, you read that much in your short sea-based introduction to British law? We can't possibly agree to such a test. We'll be toying with a man's life. I am the Lord Chief Justice, and I've decided it's acceptable. But you can't do that, can you? I know that it's really unfair. There's no need to overcomplicate this. All you have to do is ensure that you don't lose. So the defendant may live or die, depending on how well I perform in court. If I lose, he'll be hanged. Mr. Naruhodo, you've come to me claiming to be a lawyer. If you want me to take you seriously, You need to prove you're willing to do a lawyer's job. And you say you intend to see through the will of your compatriot, Mr. Asoji. I would like to understand just how far you're willing to go in order to make this happen. He's testing my resolve. What's the matter? You've fallen silent. I'm sorry, but time is pressing. The trial begins shortly. I need an answer from you now. What's it to be? What do I say? Do I agree to this absurd test? I mean, wow, this is a really tricky decision, ain't it? Yeah, on one hand, you know, like, a ticket back is probably expensive, you know, so it's probably worth risking a man's life for it. Yeah, let's risk a man's life for it. We don't want to spend that kind of money on a ticket back. Alright, alright. Oh, I didn't see. Wait, what did he say? It automatically skipped. Alright then, if I have to give you a decision now, my answer is... I can't do it, I can't get the words out. Okay, so my choice didn't even matter, it looks like. 15 seconds. Your decision making needs work if you want to be a lawyer. That was too slow. So, it's as I suspected, is it? Sorry? You have noble intentions, but lack the resolve to see them through. The test is cancelled. Thank you for stopping by. Go and acquire a ticket for passage back to the east tomorrow. This conversation is over. Wow, just like that? You take 15 seconds to answer a question that's like life or death here for someone, and you're like, oh, yeah, go home. Go back, get out of my face, and never want to see you again. Yes, Lord Strongheart. Thank you for offering me a chance. Mr. Naruhodo. I'm sorry, Mr. Sato, but what could I do? It's alright, I understand. You do? It's not an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances. After all, I know it's very expensive to get a ticket back. But resolve has absolutely nothing to do with it. What are you trying to say, madame? I think what Mr. Sato means is that no matter how badly I like to be recognized as a lawyer and stay here in Great Britain, to risk another man's life by treating his one and only chance at a trial so trivially would be utterly unforgivable, and I feel exactly the same way. Yeah, that's definitely what I answered. I'm sure the defendant won't see this trial as a test, as some kind of experiment. A lawyer may fight for his clients in court day after day, but for each one of those clients, the particular day they stand in the dock may be the only chance they have to fight to prove their innocence. No, I was wrong. I'm not qualified to do that job yet. I'm sorry for wasting your precious time, Lord Chief Justice. Wait, Mr. Naruhodo. Or maybe that was a test. Oh, was there something else? It's approximately 20 minutes by carriage to the Old Bailey from here. If you leave immediately, you should still be there in time. But I just said that. I was quite serious in what I told you. The defendant in this case has literally no one to advocate for him. What? At this point, you can't hope to find someone to represent him. The trial will begin without a defense. And if that happens, there's only one possible outcome. He will receive the most severe sentence the judge can pass down. But that's awful! But that is the truth. Why does it have to be like this? Please don't expect an answer to every question. The cold, hard truth of the matter is that there is only one person now with a chance to save this man from a very miserable end. And that is you. Then why are you saying for me to go home now? So, what do you say now, madam? Me? What do you mean, Lord Strongheart? You said it wasn't an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances, and I agree. But in my estimation, it is purely and simply a matter of resolve. Oh. Our time is up here. I have a meeting to attend. I must leave in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. So, venture into our great city and enjoy yourselves. I'm so confused what the current situation is. Are we on the case or not? He's gone. The Old Bailey. What about it? Why is the music kicking up like this? If we're gonna do this, Mr. Naruhodo, we must leave at once. Anything to say? Okay, so I recognize this line. This is basically like in the other games. The what to do thing is just like if you're stuck. It's not like an actual bit of dialogue you need for the game to progress. Actually, what is the Old Bailey? London's highest criminal court with it. Okay, so I thought the Old Bailey was like a train station or something like that. I understand what he was saying now. Okay, that makes much more sense to me. He's telling me to go there. You know, the courts. Alright guys, I think this is a good time to end the episode. It's been approximately 30 minutes. We got a nice little introduction here to the case. Well, from the little intro there, we don't quite understand what happened yet, but I assume we'll get to that next time. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. And I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good day, guys. Bye!